What's up, guys? Justin, Irvin, Matt here with the Outdoor Gladiators. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode. Before I tell you what we're doing today, remember to hit that like button, subscribe, follow us on our adventures. Remember to hit that bell notification. So what are we doing today, boys?
Well, right now we are taking our 5-hour drive down to southeast Ohio from Michigan. We go down to the hill countries, chase the big boys. We do public land down in this area.
Southeast
Part of Ohio is correct, yeah. So Matt here has he's got on a few nice ones the past few years. Trying to get ahead of the game. We're gonna go down there, scout, throw some cameras. So when we get down there early November to hunt, hopefully we're ahead of the game and we got some deers we're gonna target.
That's right, guys. We're looking to do a public land bow hunting challenge this year. So if you have some ideas of something that we can do, maybe a little competition, a friendly competition, maybe something other than
the biggest deer.
The biggest deer. I mean, that's going to be a part of it.
It's going to be part of it.
But if we can get some other ideas, comment down below. Let us know what you think would be a fun idea.
So we got about a 5-hour drive. We're going to throw that intro at you, and we'll see you guys down in Ohio.
Morning, guys. We are up and at 'em. It is about 9 o'clock. Slept in probably just a hair too late this morning, but we got plenty of time. We're going to go out and do some scouting. Did rain last night, so everything's a little wet. We're probably going to get wet, but I guess that's just part of it. But we are excited. We're going to go hit this public ground, hit these hills, start climbing, start scouting. We're going to hang some cameras, and we're going to develop a plan here to kill some big bucks.
So it's a little foggy out today.
It's very
foggy out today. But yeah, we're gonna make it work. Got some energy drinks in us. We're ready to go. Got all of our gear. Missed a couple of things, but per usual.
Justin forgot his boots.
Dang, dude, throw me in the bus. But anyway,
you're gonna be walking these hills with Chuck Taylors on.
Yeah. So we're almost there. We're gonna get out. We're gonna start scouting, and we'll see what we'll find. We'll see you guys out there. Cool about this?
Well, I'm looking for my trail from last year. I cut a trail going into this section of woods about 400 yards long. I think I found it right here, so we basically bring our clippers and we cut these briars because they're thick, they're real heavy, and you almost can't get around without them. So we're gonna try our luck here.
Was this the trail that you're talking about?
I think, yeah, it's right here.
Yeah, I got some tape in here, more tape too.
Yeah, it looks like you found your trail.
Oh, it's gotta be.
It is thick back here. That's for sure.
The 3 C's. All right, guys, we're about a quarter of the way up this trail. We've been hacking and cutting. It has overgrown from last year, but right now we're on a little bit of a shelf. The way these hills are in Ohio is you got a lot of hills, a lot of flats, and deer run on those. You know, it kind of creates pinches, and you really got to learn how to read the map, the topographical map, and then you got to scout them out. But so we're on a shelf right now. Last year there was a bunch of scrapes right in through here, and it's just kind of a thick area. It's not an area you'd expect to be scraped, but there was a bunch right there. We've got a heavy deer trail running through here, and we're just trying to clear this trail out. But we're gonna head up to the next shelf, and that's where the real deer sign was at. So let's go.
Yeah.
All brown and dead, like all that under stuff there. You can see it from the top.
tell these are old licking branches right here. Like how this one's just snapped off completely.
Yep. Yeah, there was a scrape right there last year.
Right there, briar branch.
Dude, I tell you what. Remember last year, I got into the woods and I ended up sending my buddy Ryan. Right, you've seen Ryan on our salmon fishing videos. I sent him a text within 30 seconds of being in the woods in Ohio, bleeding from my hand. So, well, Ohio got me already. These briars are unbelievable. There's a story about them. The locals can tell you why the AEP put them all in here. I think to create fencing or something, but they blew out of control and they are everywhere.
Man. And how long you been hunting in Ohio?
I think this will be my 9th year. Yeah, nine years. My dad's taken 3 bucks. I've taken 3 as well over that time. So, and other people in our camp have gotten them. Ryan's got a couple nice ones, and collectively as a group, we've done really well. So,
I have not.
Herb hasn't, but
is this gonna be your first year, bud?
No, this is my 4th year, my first year hunting down here. You know, Matt was a troop and he set up a spot down in a river bottom and he said, hey, this is my spot. Go find your own. And when I did, I walked down.
Yeah, but what happened in that river bottom that I set you up in?
300-400 yards, massive scrapes. I'm sitting there falling asleep because we got no sleep that day for really going hunting. And down this hill comes this monster and comes and works a scrape, and we didn't have time to trim a shooting lane to that. And the one he did start coming down, typical deer, diverted, went through the thickest stuff, and I had to try to squeeze a shot through. You know, it was like a 15-yard shot through a little hole. And
you did take the shot. You did try to take it.
Yeah, I hit a limb. It hit him up in no man's land. But I just kept thinking, Matt, there's giants down here. Don't shoot the first buck you see.
Right.
Make sure it's big. And I saw it. And I was like, that's the biggest buck I've ever seen. So it did work out for me. But my time, it's coming.
It's coming.
I'm gonna get one this year.
Well, the thing with Irv is he's got discipline. He lets the little ones go, like we all do, and you know he's got a standard in mind, and that's why we come to Ohio. You know, a lot of people in Michigan they'll shoot smaller bucks, which is fine. It's not for us though. We want to go after something mature, something big.
You guys are looking for the 3 or 4 year olds, correct?
Yeah, ideally I want a 4.5-year-old, but 3-year-olds down here are pretty nice. But I've always said it, you know, age over score, and that's kind of what I try to go by. If I got a 5-year-old that comes in that's got a mangled rack, I'll shoot him because he's mature.
Mature buck, that's a true challenge.
That's the true challenge right there. The smartest deer in the woods. If you can kill him, you're doing something right. So
I'm not shooting something unless it's going on my wall.
Yep.
Right.
Absolutely.
That's preventing me from shooting a lot of deer.
There you go. What happened there?
Well, this honestly is typical Ohio right here. This is surprisingly not from a briar. This was from the saw. This was my own stupidity. Just kind of nicked myself a little bit. So if you see right here, these teeth will line right up perfect with the blood splatter.
So what you're saying, that's a pretty good saw.
Well, so we're not sponsored by Fiskars, but I'm gonna tell you right now, this thing is beautiful. It was on sale for what?
I think I got it for $10.
$10, and this thing is incredible. And we got the Power Gear 2
You know,
Fiskars
at least I
trimmers.
did something right on this trip. You know,
Forgot your boots, forgot your tick spray, bug spray.
I really just came here prepared. And what I say, I felt like I was the most prepared I've ever been on a trip.
You did, yeah, you did say that. And
What
I
a-
guess now I gotta.
What a shame.
So Matt found a good spot to hang his camera. Good trail that's going this way that leads. It's just a good community trail, lots of trails intersecting. So he's placing a camera right here facing out towards this way,
to the north.
to the north. Just a lot of activity over here. So hopefully when we come back October, he'll have a lot of, and I know you will, a lot of pictures. Just so much sign over here. So
This is a shelf, and this is the top of a ridge. And if we go down this way, it's pasture. And if we go down this, or back up this way, it's just gnarly, nasty. There's swampland, there's pretty much every kind of habitat that you could want to intersect. And then all this right here is all white oak trees. So this is, we call it an oak ridge, and there's just a lot of food source. It's a safe place to travel, depending on which way the wind's blowing for these deer. they're going to use this. So,
And honestly, from just looking at the area briefly, to the south, it's real thick, so good bedding through there. And then you got the food source with the white acorns here, and then back to where we're going to be walking, the north, it gets real thick in there again. So
I just really love this giant trail through here. There's so much.
so it's a lot of nice deer sign.
Yeah.
Well, and, you know, coupled with all the scrapes that we've seen that are already active.
It took about 20 minutes to get back here. So
no, we're good.
about 20 minutes to get back here.
Yeah, maybe hair longer with our.
Oh, yeah.
You know, trying to cut those.
I'm just saying, once you get this, I mean, it's gonna take about a 20-minute walk.
Yeah, it's not terrible. Not terrible at all.
So, I think you're gonna have a lot of good activity here.
So this particular spot, we looked at a topo map. There's a pretty steep ridge. For Michigan, we call them mountains because they're so dang big. But once you get up on top, it kind of looks like it flattens out a little bit with two big ridges that come down and funnel to a point. And there's a water source up here. So right now we might be wasting time, but we're gonna get up there and at least, you know, check it out and see if that's a spot of interest.
See if there's any sign up there.
Yeah. So cutting away.
There's a lot of briars and pokey stuff out here.
This place is it's got some hazards. But we just cut our way through some pickers and kept.
Matt's bleeding like he just got out of a war.
Yeah.
It is what it is, man. That's the beast of Ohio.
A lot of these fingers are coming down. We found this spot on the map where it kind of it's that flat area, and get up here and it's nice tall grass. And
Look at that giant bed right there,
some
though.
giant beds.
This is such a nice spot. These deer, we're so far from anything. The road, I mean,
Nobody's hunting this.
very unlikely. Most people don't want to walk off the side more than a few hundred yards off the side of the road. So if you can get back a long ways, especially in the later season, the deer get pushed back from all the hunting pressure up front. So if you can get back in an area like this late season,
You're gonna be gold. Golden.
Just the idea for this spot is we found a big ridge here. It actually splits in two behind you. Idea is that it's going to funnel down into one trail here. It's not real defined, but we do have a trail, so we're just going to set the camera up on what we feel is the main run here, running the ridge, and feel like it's going to pay off for traveling bucks. I would imagine there's intersecting trails that come up over top here, so that's why the bucks like to stay on these ridges, run them until they find a hot doe, and hopefully I'm here to stick an arrow on them.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, buddy.
Alright, so we just left McConnellsville. We got some lunch at the Chatterbox Tavern, which is highly recommended. We've been going there for years. We love it. Great cold beer on tap and delicious food. Anyway, we're all fired back up. Got our rest in, and we are going to go scout some more territories. We did great this morning. We got just 2 spots done, but we covered a lot of ground. We covered just a ton of area, and we found some really good stuff.
We got Irv on a good spot. He's gonna have some. He's gonna have some competition, but
Yeah. 2 tree stands. After I already hung the camera, and we went for a long walk, so
it's gonna be good.
Great. It's going super great.
So we have a little history lesson here. This is the muskie bucket. It was used by a giant crane to dig out all this land years ago, and it was all coal mine. That's why all this land is so hilly. You have 100-foot rock walls in some of these areas. It's like being in the foothills, and it's very odd for this area. But that's what did it. A giant crane hooked up to that and dug all this out. So pretty cool. You can actually walk right inside of it, and it's huge.
It's huge.
What more is there to say? It's gigantic. Another new spot, a spot we've known of for a couple years. haven't put a ton of time into hunting it, but we are definitely committed to putting this spot to use because we've had some good bucks on camera back here, like good bucks, 150 inches. So
Once you get up this ridge, which deters a lot of people, and that's what I'm hoping for, big flat area, tall grass, beds, trails, and there's a little hump out there that's just like small pines and some oaks, and it is just absolutely just destroyed every year with scrapes.
You said there's a waterfall over here too?
I mean, there's a few ponds out there.
a lot of ducks up here
in the distance. Yeah, so we're gonna get to it because it's gonna be a long walk.
All right.
Long walk.
Bed. Point it out again.
They're all up here. There's some more beds right there.
It didn't take that long to get up here.
we ain't done yet.
All right, guys, that's going to conclude day one. We did a lot of scouting today, several hours, several hills, several mountains, if you will, and several cuts. I mean,
one thing I know is that I bled a lot today. I didn't know I had that much blood in my body.
man, you leaking.
I was, my arms were bleeding everywhere. It was crazy. But we covered a lot of ground. I think we covered, 4 different spots.
Yeah.
Which doesn't sound like a lot, but when you walk those spots for 2 hours at a time,
Probably 6 or 7 miles.
if not more, we put out a lot of miles. And, we hung some cameras, and
Right.
I think we got a
lot of good sign.
A lot of things accomplished today.
Yes. So this is going to conclude day one. We're going to wake up early tomorrow and get back at it. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Morning, guys. Day 2 of our scouting trip. We're going to try some different locations today. We were looking at some maps last night, looking at some shelves, certain areas that we think the deer are going to be at. So that's the goal, is just try some different spots and see where they're at.
So I think the key to what you said is we, and that means me and Irvi were looking at the maps while you were sleeping.
And pinch points.
And pinch points and everything. Yeah, we figured out the spots. We're going to go look at them today, just tagging along essentially. We did have to pick up some ibuprofens because we are sore as could be right
and
now.
Matt is so chafed up.
We didn't have to go into all that.
Yeah, you threw me under the bus. He's all chafed up.
It's
Baby
true.
powder, ibuprofen, energy drinks. Day 2 of scouting. Here we go. We'll see you out there.
So Matt and I stayed up last night and scouted this area. It's gonna be quite a walk back in there, but it should be relatively flat until we get up to the ridges. But the reason why we picked this general area is it looks like it's a pretty open grass area, and there's a nice pinch point down a funnel of trees. We're going to check that area, as well as there's supposed to be a big body of water up here with a tight ridge. Should be pretty productive.
I'm excited about it. It looked good on the map, but we got to check it out in person. You never know what you're going to get into when you find these pinch points on the map. So
We ran into that yesterday.
yep, we sure did.
Thought it was good, and you get there, it's not so much. Or you find tree stands.
Where do you find tree stand?
Find tree stands. So
Well, let's get after it, boys. We just climbed one hill, and my body's letting me know that we did some stuff yesterday.
A little tired.
We're gonna power through it though. It's gotta get done.
How's the chafe?
It's okay.
Just want to make sure you're okay.
I'm concerned about it, but it's okay.
fairly concerned.
Let's just say it's a real thing. Okay. We're gonna keep walking.
All right,
So
go
we
ahead.
found a pretty good main trail running the edge of this ridge where it really funnels down. There's probably like 3 or 4 trails, but if you look at the size of that track right here, boys,
It's huge.
it's like a cow came through.
It's huge. I think this is a good, promising area.
Yeah, it's not like overwhelming with its like rubs or scrapes, but it's a huge pinch point with like 4 trails funneling into this narrow section up here that Matt's trimming. So we'll put some stuff, a camera up there.
That sounds good.